mabuhay. There's something to be said about being popular, right, Jose? Okay, while being popular has its upsides, it also comes with its own set of expectations.
Join us as we determine if one of the most popular kids on the block still has what it takes.
The new Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Under the hood of the Mirage G4 is the familiar, reliable, and very efficient 1.2-liter 3-cylinder Myvex engine. Power output is a respectable 78 PS accompanied by 100 Nm of torque. The transmission mated to this engine is the Invex 3 CVT.
Mitsubishi made a lot of new changes to the Mirage G4, most of which can be found on the outside. But majority of the changes can be seen here at the front of the sedan. As you can see, it adopts the brand's signature dynamic shield design language, which can be found on the Strada, the Montero Sport, and the Expander. As a result, it now looks like the rest of the lineup. So, what's new? Well, there's the new grille, and there's a new pair of headlights which give the sedan a sportier look. It's matched by a new bumper and a new set of fog lights that match the grille design. So along the side, Mitsubishi didn't really change much, but there are a new set of 15-inch wheels which are wrapped in Bridgestone Potenza S001 tires. Surprising because those aren't the usual tires you'd find on a subcompact. At the rear, there are a lot less change as well. The only difference is the bumper, which now comes with rear reflectors and an integrated diffuser. So, one of the highlights of the Mirage G4 is the trunk space. According to Mitsubishi, it has 450 liters available. But to put that into better perspective, we have an example. It fits one 1995 Pablo Salapantan perfectly with extra room. So here we are inside the new Mirage G4, and if you've ever been in one before, you'll notice that it looks a bit familiar. But take a closer look, and there's a new 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which now has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Just plug in your phone and enjoy the tunes. Now, it's a bit harder to notice, but there's also a new instrument cluster in front of you. And speaking of new, the seats, while they are the same, the pattern is now different. It's got these red accents, which give it a sportier vibe. Personally, I like how it looks over the previous model. So, what else is new in the Mirage G4? Well, you have steering wheel controls, a push start button, power mirrors, and an automatic climate control system below the infotainment. Down here, you have 2 cup holders, a cubby holder, and a USB port. So, speaking of familiar, Pablo, didn't you guys have a Mirage before?
Yeah, actually we didn't have the G4 exactly. We had the hatchback, but basically the interiors are the same, and that can be said for this new one as well. Except, of course, the biggest addition, which is really the new 7-inch infotainment screen. It now has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which of course makes connecting your device so much easier. For the second row, actually, the only main addition there is the new center armrest with 2 cup holders, which of course makes resting at the back a little easier for the occupants. Speaking of that,
we have Barney with us, and he's actually enjoying his sleep back there. So you can see just how comfortable the second row is.
Okay, so now we're on the highway and Jose is driving. So I have to ask you, Jose, how does it feel on the highway given that the Mirage is really a city car?
You know what? It's actually very surprising. This is my first time taking the Mirage out of town, and it doesn't feel lacking, especially when it comes to power. Right now we're cruising at 80 kilometers per hour, and the RPM is at around 1,500, 1,600. If you take it to 100, it's around 2,000 RPM, which is the same as most cars today. And it's actually fuel efficient. We're doing what? 20 kilometers, I think? Yeah.
That's actually surprising given that this is just a 3-cylinder engine. It's still the same 3-cylinder engine actually as before. It's still paired with the same CVT as before. But yeah, I think that's a good thing. That's a very good thing because your fuel economy will be great because you're not revving the nuts out of the engine. And at the same time, it's quiet because the RPMs aren't high. And most importantly, you can keep up with the traffic here on the expressway.
Yeah, it's not having a hard time doing 80. We don't have to rev the engine just to keep up. But I did notice overtaking does take a bit of precision driving because since the CVT does have a bit of lag when accelerating, you do need to time your overtakes more cautiously. But overall, it handles pretty well. The steering wheel, it's a bit weighted, but it's something I like because you have more feel on the road rather than something very light. Handling on the expressway is actually very good too. It grips the road. There's no unnecessary body movement when you change lanes at speed, which is something you want because that's peace of mind. When you change lane at 100 kilometers per hour, you want the car to be planted, and that's something that the Mirage G4 does. And it has something to do with the tires. What's interesting is Mitsubishi decided to put Bridgestone Potenza S001 tires on the new Mirage G4. If you're familiar with the lineup, you'll know that Potenza S001 isn't exactly an econo tire. It's somewhat of a performance tire from Bridgestone. And it's surprising to find it on a subcompact model like the Mirage G4.
Okay, so now, given that they put it in the subcompact car, which is the Mirage, what benefits did they have in mind for putting those tires for this?
As mentioned earlier, you do have better grip on the road. And for something like rain, you have better peace of mind.
Like now, it's raining.
Right now, it's raining. You have better peace of mind. And again, you need the stability and the grip when you're driving at speed. You don't want to lose control, especially when you're driving at 100 kilometers per hour.
So the fact that Mitsubishi put those tires on the Mirage for better performance overall and safety is a good thing. So we have to commend them for that, really. I mean, we were surprised when we noticed the tires.
Yes, definitely. We were like, what? Dude, you don't see S001s on performance cars even, not that often. But then you see it on a vehicle like the Mirage G4, you have to point it out.
Yeah, so good job, Mitsubishi.
Good job. So if there's one aspect the Mirage G4 always excels in, it's in the city. Mitsubishi did peg it as a city car. So with that, we have Pablo behind the wheel and he'll have a few comments.
Okay, so yeah, as Jos mentioned, we're in the, how do I say this? This is its favorite place. The Mirage's favorite place is in the city. It was really successful as a city car. That's why everybody bought one.
Yeah, you'll see one on the road all the time.
All the time. So I have to say that, you know, people might complain that, oh, Mitsubishi didn't really do anything. They didn't change the engine. They didn't change the transmission. They just made it look better and stuff like that. But if you think about it, they didn't really have to, because so many people bought it.
Yeah.
And they're happy with it. I mean, as a city car, it had everything nailed down. You know, the engine is fine. The transmission actually, as a CVT, is very smooth. We have to say that it's actually one of the smoother CVTs I've driven, at least. It doesn't hold the gear as long as some other CVTs. I think you know that. You've driven.
Yeah. Some of the other CVTs rather handle like an old
automatic transmission wherein it just doesn't shift.
Yeah.
You have to lift off the gas, and it takes a while. But then
Yeah.
this one just moves effortlessly.
Yeah, actually, I was very surprised. So I guess that's why they didn't change it, because they had this feeling that they didn't have to. So good job on that. Now moving on to the city fuel mileage. Marcos, our editor, who's been actually the one who's going to write the article for this. So stay tuned for that. He's been driving this the past few days, and he mentioned to me that he's been getting around 11 or 12 kilometers per liter. And mind you, that's him not being conscious of it. That's him driving his normal way. So if he was an eco driver, let's say, or hypermiling is the
Hypermiling,
term,
yeah.
right? If he was hypermiling, maybe that can go as high as 13, maybe
Yeah.
even 14, who knows?
Well, it depends on the traffic
Yeah,
too.
it depends on the traffic. But,
But then-
traffic's been going back
Yes.
in the past few days.
Yeah, so 11 kilometers with traffic, that's very, very good. Especially with the fuel prices now. They're crazy.
yeah, that's true. The fuel prices now are crazy. So if that's your thing, the Mirage it's still good at that. It's still very efficient. It's still very reliable in that aspect. But if there's one word we'd have to describe the whole Mirage driving experience, having driven on the highway
And the
the
city.
city, is hassle-free.
And that's what you want when you're driving a city car, because
Exactly.
you're already dealing with traffic, the gas prices, everything. There's so much you have to deal with. So if you make life a lot easier, make it hassle-free, everyone wins. You win.
Actually, literally everyone wins. So that's what we have to say about the driving experience. It's that, again, it's
Hassle-free.
Now, me and Joes don't see eye to eye on many things. Actually, we don't see eye to eye on anything at all. But there's one thing we agreed upon, which is that the Mirage G4 is actually a good car. Of course, nothing is perfect, as Joes will now explain.
Yes, as Pablo said, we really like the new Mirage G4, both the changes inside and out. But we do wish Mitsubishi made a few changes as well. For example, the headlight and taillights are still halogen units. In fact, the taillights are the same as the one from before. Now, compared to the Thailand model that we saw, those came with LED. And for some reason, Mitsubishi didn't add it to this model, the GLS, the top of the line variant. Mind you, this car already costs 899,000 pesos. And if you notice, it looks a bit sportier. That's because it comes with the added kit, which consists of a front lip, side skirt, and rear bumper extension.
But of course, me and Jose's opinions are our opinions. If you think this is the right car for you, we suggest that you go over to your nearest Mitsubishi dealership and check out the Mirage G4 for yourself. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel below, and also don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This has been Pablo Salapantan.
This has been Jose Altaveros.
Paalam.
Salamat.
Dude.